guys, this is Talking Down Edge with another game of Hardcore Minecraft, and today we're going to try to make the house slightly better. You know, we built this addition to it, and then we proceeded to, you know, not really behave that usefully afterward. But we've got some stone, and we're gonna make little bricks out of it, and we're gonna walk into the house, and we're going to go to sleep. Let the sun deal with these zombies. We're not gonna worry about these zombies. Maybe the golem trucked one. Anyway, we need to get the floor ready before we bring the fam in, for obvious reasons, because they might get, you know, in the way-ish. We need more black stone for the pillars, but that's not nearly as essential as, you know, having a proper floor is. I should put my real armor on, even though it probably doesn't matter. Probably. Instead of breaking this every time, we could, you know, put a gate there. It won't be permanent. We don't want it. It's not desirable that it stick around for too long, but we're just going to go ahead and get to bricking the floor. It is simple and honest and important work. For a long time ago, I decided that's what the floor should look like in the house. And it's much too late to change it now. What's better than one room, two, or even three rooms that are all basically the same? Look, I'm not that creative of a person. I'm not that aesthetically creative of a person. I don't love using that door. It was just the door. Hey, CJ Bang, how are you? Oh yeah, it's already a room. Need more lanterns. They're in this bundle. No, I'm already out of more lanterns. We can use torches for a bit. I don't know if that one lantern will be enough, you know. Maybe it would be. I don't want zombies in my house. Alright, well... Hooray! You know, this wall doesn't need to be here anymore. Now we have gone from having one large room to having two rooms. I think this is satisfactory. Garuda approves. Of course, Garuda can be bribed. That's not that important. What is nice is that now the house is large enough, and now we just need to, because now it's like big enough to hang out in. We need to make the downstairs area, which is probably where we're gonna move, like, you know, most of the hangout times, because we'll want to move the record player down there, because when we have this room set up, then at nighttime we'll be able to look out at the lake, you know, and then also out at the sunrise, you know, potentially. A third wall could potentially be advantageous. I don't think at that angle we would be able to get a good sunset angle, though. If we wanted to watch the sunset, we could always come up into this room. After all, there's no reason why I shouldn't make another record player, and then we can just, you know, decide where we're gonna jam. Luca can be easily convinced to go elsewhere. Alright, so a couple considerations. If we're gonna have a glass wall that's just like the wall of the house, it's got to be better than that. So it's gonna need a moat, and then that moat's gonna need a wall, just, you know, like everything else in the world. And that's what we're gonna need. So it would be better if there were a wall around the whole compound, another one. And it can go lower here so it wouldn't inhibit the view. Would it need to go all the way around? No, because we can just connect it here and trim this down. Yeah, excellent. And then it'll just be a continuation of that wall, and thus makes perfect sense. Do I have any more cobbled deep slate? No. Well, you know, we don't have to use that for the wall, but it is the wall we've been using. Oh no, the golem! Aw, man! After all this time. Well, everyone, raise a glass for the golem who stood on that chest right there for like 300 days, and who must have died in the night fighting against zombies and the like. Well, we will never see his like again. He was a faithful guardian of the vault. We never gave him a name, but he didn't need one, you know. All he needed was the happiness of doing his duty. And wherever we find a golem actually doing their job and not trampling on my wheat, I'll remember that golem, who was good. The best. Alas, nothing lasts forever, or so it's been explained to me. Is there any more cobbled deep slate? Probably not enough. Maybe enough. Oh man, I almost forgot about red sand. We gotta get some red sand for the beach too, but you know, tastefully. Like for the base of the lake. That kind of thing. Not so much in the outside. You don't want to lean too much into the Badlands thing, since that's already going on elsewhere. Oh man, I'm kind of bummed about the golem. I really kept meaning to give him a name. I was gonna name him after this golem from a Terry Pratchett book, only I don't know how to pronounce it, and I would have to keep on saying it wrong every time, so that's why I never named him that. Sad. Plus, with the fence like this, it'll make it look even more like an evil villain lair, and that is awesome. It is desirable, in fact. Man, this song's so good. You know, thinking Minecraft is pretty good is perhaps my most popular opinion. And we can leave the beacon outside of the fence. That makes perfect sense. It's not a fence, it's a wall. A tiny, adorable wall that, you know, is doing its best. And that is sort of missing the hit on this wall here. I mean, we can connect like here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter yet. It might annoy me someday. But if you know one thing about me, it's that I'll be able to ignore that. Until I just can't anymore. Walls are weird. I don't know how much freedom enemies have to jump over them. But anyway, now we've got this, which, you know, it's desirable that it not be totally connected here. This is the vault after all. That's why it's open to the air and without a guardian. Poor Golem. He worked hard. And we didn't even give him a name. Like, apparently you can make that jump. I don't know. We might have to wrestle with the idea that it will be possible to jump in and out of the wall. It might need to be further away from, you know, everything. We're not going to worry too much about it. I don't think our enemies are going to strike at us this way. Hopefully we're right. Should have seen that one coming. Now, why this ridiculous thing as if there's a failsafe for, like, monsters getting in? Because I've seen a lot of zombie movies. And you don't want, in the case of a containment breach, you know, you don't want there to be a lot of zombies. Trust me, this is a problem that you could have. It's such a bigger house. It's nice. But it will get bigger again still. Hey, Natasha. Yeah, we'll probably want to, you know, get some sort of guardrail there for, you know, safety's sake. Some kind of roof that's not dirt there so the moat doesn't fall in. A roof that's not dirt. You know, we will probably want all of that. It seems desirable. But instead of dirt, alright, do we have enough dark oak? No. Then what material do we use? I mean, it's all better than dirt. And anyway, the rain can get in. Never fear, I have a chest full of trash that we can consult. Oh, looks like it's not gonna help. Man, and it was such a good idea. Alright, we might have some more dark oak wood. If not, then we're just gonna go and fly till we see one of those forests. We've got everything we need to get some dark oak stuff. Hello, Orange Froggy. Oh, we were making some rooms. Really, it was like more of a wall, but like right now, you know, it's fine. It's good. The internal space is already doubled. We've got more room. We've already got that one, but we want to get the bottom area sorted out. In a heartbreaking turn of events, this golem finally didn't make it. They died. I think they got in a fight with a zombie one night, and it was just their last hit. I wasn't there. I noticed they were gone in the morning, and they wouldn't have abandoned their post, you know. Not after so long of such faithful service, but, you know, all good things must come to an end. Alright, that's like some planks. It's not... I mean, 70 planks might sort of be enough for right now. We'll put some down, and then if they're not enough, they won't be enough. They might be enough. Then we'll go and fly and get some more. We know how. Elytra won't need to be mended. I don't exactly remember where Dark Forest is, but I know, like, the direction-ish that one's in-ish. And I'm sure that we can find one. I think we can go, like, that way, or that way, or that way, you know. I'll point around physically in my room. That'll help you understand exactly what I mean. Natasha, you say it's impressive you survived long. Yeah, you know, that was the strength of the protective wall around the vault. There's no point in doing that in front of a glass line. Think. Much better. It's just one way that a moat can go wrong, you know. 1 minute, you're the king of the world. You're feeling like everything's looking up. You got a house with a sweet wall and a sick moat, and then you get your hair wet, you know. Well, not me, I could never, but you know, you could. The figurative me, the Alex me inside of the world of Minecraft, she can get her hair wet. There ought to be a law against it automatically populating your dark oak planks when you have oak planks that are right there. And here we can get this very nice box and fill it with stuff that I'm sure will be important for a long time. Stuff like coal and deep slate and dirt and wall, you know, all the stuff that you've got to have. Not the bow, let's not be ridiculous. The fishing pole, sure, obviously we can leave the fishing pole there. And the glass, I mean, clearly the glass. You say I used the shape the whirlwind. I had to because it was automatically trying to use the dark oak logs for it, and I'm not trying to use that for chests. They don't even look prettier when you make them out of dark oak, which it's fine. They should look prettier though. Look, I've read a bunch of books about wizards that are also carpenters, and it's quite clear from these books that the type of wood that you make a chest out of should matter. I love my wizard carpenter books. They're not always carpenters. Some of them are like engineers or woodworkers or scribes, you know, barrel makers. Sorry, I didn't say. I'm describing the world of The Magic of Recluse by a writer called Ellie Modesset. Medesset. I don't know how to say their name. I don't actually know them. I've just read like a bunch of their books. But they have branching book series that deals with topics I think are interesting. And a lot of the order wizards end up being carpenters. I don't know if the guy or woman, I actually don't know anything about the writer. Whoever writes the books, I don't know if they are a carpenter themselves, but they certainly have a lot of appreciation for like the trades, and basically they make all the master wizards like good at doing something that's not just being a wizard. Unless they're like, you know, one of the bad guy wizards, and you can always tell them because they never make anything beautiful. All of that's to say that if I'm going to use wonderful dark oak wood to make a chest, it should be prettier. It shouldn't just look normal, because it's not normal. It is a rare and special wood. One that you have to come all the way to this forest to get. I mean, you don't. I could make my own, but it's a very arduous process. It's faster to do this. Alright, let's get some wood. And along the way, of course, if we get some saplings, that would be highly desirable. Since at some point we will likely have an underground forest, and obviously we're gonna have a good one. Only the best of trees. You can churn through your tools really quick on trees, but although you don't get the benefit of fortune using the hoe to knock down the leaves, they will still almost all fall, you know, due to not being in proximity. I think you get more saplings too, potentially, but you have to do it. And if you just get the wood out of the way and move on, then you can run over and, you know, pick up your gains. Oh yeah, apples. We can take that to the pony underneath the village. That will please them. I could have given the pony golden apples, but I mean, you gotta draw the line somewhere. You don't. I put an emerald block into the waterfall. You don't have to draw the line anywhere. I'd put a diamond block there too. No one can stop me. I'll do it right now. I won't have to cut these trees down. That was an idle threat. It's definitely more important that I cut some more trees down. But afterward, yeah, I mean, why not? Why shouldn't there be a whole diamond block in there? We got some diamond ore in the waterfall. We could really class it up. You do get fortune benefit from leaves. That is good. I just remember in my survival world, man, I would just churn through I'm like, oh yeah, it's nighttime. We don't have a bed. We don't have a bed. It's fine. We got our armor on. Let's get our pork chop here, and prepare for combat. Before too long, our presence here will draw the attention of some monster that's mad that we are much more happy than they are, and that our tools are better. And then we'll smash them with a hammer. For a super long time, I was just hitting the leaves with the axe. It might have been you or another comment. That was the reason why I was like, oh, I'm using the wrong thing. But the vast bulk of me cutting down trees has been in my survival world. Just cutting down spruce trees. And how you cut down a spruce tree is you make a sand pillar all the way up to the top of it. And then you stand on it, and then you like sort of cut straight down and just rotate your camera around a bit. And then there's not that many leaves on a spruce tree. Not that many. You can get enough for more. So it was easy enough for me to not learn how to cut down the leaves properly. Hello, Bobby DK. How are you? Or Robert Kalishnikov, as his close friends call him. I thought I heard that. If you just bail with a little bit of time, you basically don't take any damage at all. Creepers will get you while your back is turned. That's why I should be in this thing. But it's so hard to cut down the right thing with an axe in third person. It is if you're me. Oh, more creepers. Excellent. That's good news. I'm doing alright. We were trying to do some work on our house and we needed more wood. We got it. It's time to go. You do more damage to the tool if it's the wrong one to use on the block. I think I noticed that, but only whenever I'm using, stone tools. Sometimes if you have a pickaxe and you have to hit, a couple of dirts, and you don't have a shovel on you because you're using stone, and stone shovels break so early. Man, I love early Minecraft, but I don't miss having stuff that barely works breaking all the time. Losing your tools has to be the worst. I mean, whenever I die, I just die, but I don't lose my stuff. I mean, I do, but you can't really focus on the feeling of losing your stuff when you've lost everything. It sounds like the beginning of a cheesy action movie. How will he ever get his stuff back? Sometimes I'm just like doing my thing and I'm like, wait, if I want to make some stone thing, I could use the silk touch pick even though it's just efficiency 3 because I'm lazy, and then I would have stone and then I could like make bricks out of it. Also, we found the vault. I could use the crafting menu as a 2x2. Well, I did not know that. Look, I've never made bricks with a shape. That's probably true. It's almost certainly true. It sounds really true. Whenever I said it, I don't know if everybody's like, sometimes I'll say something and then right after it'll be like, I don't know. That doesn't sound true anymore. Like after you hear yourself say it, you're like, wait, no, that's not right. And after I claim to have not done that, I didn't have that feeling. I don't always know when I've made a mistake. But usually if someone's like, hey, have you made a mistake? I have a feeling immediately if I have. And if I don't have that feeling, I just assume I didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, I don't know, normally I feel awful when people ask me if I've messed up, and I don't feel anything at all. I probably didn't do anything. Finally told the truth. Well, it's not over yet, but it is the sunrise now. And what better time to look out of the window? How lovely. Good stuff. Alright, so we can just make some stairs down here and then like it would be desirable to push this back a little bit more first. That way, in the event that we want to build some stuff and make it better, we won't have, the members of the family already settled in. But this glass wall is, it's nice. It's very nice indeed. Especially with how much I like looking out at my lake. Even though you can barely see that there's anything good about it here. I still like it. We'll have to get our spyglass again wherever it went to. So we can zoom in and look at the turtles. And be like, I wonder which turtle that is. That's a lot of logs we got. I guess every tree does have a bunch of them, and our axe is quite good. Funny how time flies. We'll make this one out of cobblestone for, don't forget to not cover this up. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to make a proper wall with a door or something. Or just brick the whole thing up, because the side door here is fine. Yeah. Brick the whole thing up, and by brick, I mean dark oak planks. The gentleman's preferred aesthetic. No one ever went wrong with dark oak planks. That's what I always say. So many torches. Alright, yeah. So, a bunch of dirt to cover up. Absolutely nowhere for things to become broken. Alright. Good, good. Seed for Garuda. We need more seeds. I guess we'll have to go downstairs and get them. I mean, theoretically, this would be a time to make like a door into the vault. Theoretically. No one will ever suspect that the door to the house is hidden there. Now, with plenty of secondary routes into the house, we can begin. We can finally play the game of Minecraft. was going for seeds, and then I was like, wait, what did I want? And I decided that I wanted all the stuff that we needed to make this a cooler place to be. But we actually needed seeds. That was the objective, which are here. I'm like, come on, Luca. Why don't we just sit down in a nice, advantageous space? Yes, right there. And then the dancing will always be perfect. Alright, you know, like more like this would be even perfecter, Luca. There we go. We'll work on the jukebox placement. I'm sure it'll work out. I think it's nice too. The gang all seems to like it. Well, there we go. Now the house is bigger than before, you know. We've got our trophies in here. Garuda's free to wander around in some slightly bigger digs. You know, we could work on a lot of it. But as for right now, I think, you know, It's in good shape. But now for the inaugural other side disc of the new room. You can see Luca approves. But it's that time again for me where we get to the end of a video. Very sad, I know, but it's not all bad. Look, the roof is mainly not dirt. Only like 25% dirt. The floor is mostly brick. And importantly, there's like so much space for everybody, you know? We got this whole little fake bed thing made out of wool, like in the Woodland Mansions. And Garuda's just like running around, overseeing everything. You know, our house was too small. This is better. This is a better house. Now that it's bigger. We'll probably need to work on the staircase and the dirt on the ceiling and the non-brick floor. You know, there's a lot to work on. Maybe in another 500 days. It's hard to say. You know, for all the time we spent on this world. I mean, the floating islands, I'm glad I did them, but I didn't feel like, they're not like super cool. You know, I didn't have a great concept of them. They're fine. I'm glad they're there. And the artificial badlands we can't see was fine. But I really like the lake and the river. But, you know, I'm having a good time. We got the whole sunken city inside of the river project going on. I've got plenty to hold my attention. But that's just about everything for me as the rain falls down. It's good stuff. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Good night, Natasha. Good night, Bobby. Orange Frog, CG Bang if you're around. Hope you've enjoyed. Perhaps I'll see you in another stream or video when we return to make the house slightly less dirt than before, but still pretty dirt. But see ya.